Hey, this is Justin with DayTradeTheMarkets.com on April 8th, Monday. Big rally in the index markets today, and I wanted to look at the emini S&P and look at this rally in depth. And it was certainly an interesting rally that you could see that, when we had consolidation and then broke out each time after new consolidation, we did so on what we call level 3 or extreme buying on the high of the day at that time, which is a pretty good indication that there's some pretty good buying strength when there's follow through. But what I wanted to do, besides just looking at this day in particular and looking at this breakout, is to put it in a little bit of context by looking at the past couple of days. And so if you recall that on Thursday evening heading into Friday, we had a really big sell-off in the overnight session and in the employment news early on Friday morning. Okay, so we gapped down, and if you recall, if you happen to see the video that I did on Friday afternoon, when we have a big gap like that, we like to see what kind of structure comes in, and you can see we got the high velocity move on the high of the day, and then we started to get some level 2 bars, and then an attempted move by sellers that failed. Filter went green, tested our support a couple times, and just kind of rallied into the close of the day. But at the end of the day, it got a little, you can see it kind of grinded higher. And at the end of the day, we got a little more extreme, and we had what we call a spike buying high from about the 43 area up to about the 49 area. So that was what we wanted to monitor over the weekend and early Monday to kind of see what would happen within that spike. And so what I mean by that is if you look at the spike here, and I just draw a box around it, which I can do by going here. Here was the beginning of the spike, right in this level to here. So that's kind of what we wanted to monitor. And you can see that early on in the day here, we kind of just grinded lower, had an attempted move higher by buyers, which tested the low and bounced a few points, nothing major. Then we attempted to test the low. Again, if we can see at the end of Friday, we had a level there that was starting. You can see we tested in there, and we couldn't get any follow-through on this selling level 2 bar on the low of the day. You can see that the low was taken out by a couple ticks, but no full bars above. Then when we tested the high, we had a few full bars above. So it's basically telling us that the low of this selling spike did act as some support. And that, what you can do actually, if you're into this, is if you want, we have what we call the continuation setting, and you can go to the extended setting there. If you want, I prefer to start each day as a new day on my 1-minute chart, for example. But when I hit OK, you'll see what I'm talking about, where basically the selling spike from Friday at the end of the day formed a new support resistance zone heading into Monday. We grinded down, tested it with some strong selling with no follow through right into the support. We took out the high, and then we had our first kind of major structure, which was a high velocity move and a level 3 bar. Okay, so when I don't recommend the extended for a 1-minute chart. I like to look at the new, each day starts fresh, so I'll put that back on the chart. And you can see that it kind of incorporates what was really going on in the midday. I only put the extended on there just to show that you didn't want to get too excited by that selling bar, because you knew you had to get through a little bit of a support level, which is where a pretty good buying wave started. We want to notate where some strong buying or some strong selling comes in, and that happened on Friday. So we wanted to see what would happen at that level. So I'm just kind of pointing that out. Now, once this day starts, we know that the low of this high velocity move continue, with this level 3 or extreme buying aggression bar should act as some support, and it does there. And we basically consolidate between the green and red zones for a while in here until we finally break out on this extreme or level 3 buying aggression bar. So you've got a couple things going for you. First of all, we're turning over to green on the filter, not a big deal. But more importantly than that, this buying spike from Friday, where we've tested the low earlier down here, now we're testing the high of it right here. Okay, and instead of being rejected, we're doing it on some extreme buying aggression with immediate follow through. So what's that telling us? That's telling us in real time buyers are really in control of this market. Number one, you would not want to be fighting that, okay? And number two, you would want to be getting on board that. So that's what it's telling us, and you can see that was the beginning. That was the clue that a big rally was coming into play. You can see we had an attempted reaction move there by sellers. Then we took out the high again on a level 3 buying aggression bar. Okay, and so what's this mean? We still have the 68 level above us, but we got through Thursday's high. So we've basically eaten up all of that overnight move Friday. We're back to, I think this was Thursday's high. We've got the 68 level. So we want to, the market has shown really good strength, and we want to see how the market reacts when it comes down and tests this level again in the overnight and into tomorrow to see if we can rally and go test 68 again, or if we're going to have a little bit of a consolidation. But certainly you'd have to say that bulls made a pretty strong stand today and are trying to go test these highs once again. So hopefully you found that helpful and understood what I meant when I showed the test by sellers into a known support zone heading into the day, the rejection of that, and then the buying wave that started here and how that held, and then really came to fruition when we took out the took out the high of that buying wave from Friday and did so on very strong aggression, consolidated again, and then took it out again on some very extreme buying aggression. So hopefully that makes sense, and you can see how that can help you stay on the right side of the market. Okay, if you have any questions about that, or if that didn't make sense for any reason, let me know. And there's also other videos that you can watch if you click on the more videos below here, where you can see some more basic information as well. Okay, talk to you soon, and have a good Tuesday. Thanks.